Heya, I'm Vu, and welcome back to another episode of RimWorld. So, quick announcement. This isn't Alpha 14 anymore. I have upgraded the map to Alpha 15, and everything seems to be working so far. Just double checking. Yep, we still got all the animals, we still got all the people that we had last episode. So, how about this? Let's get started, shall we? So what is it? Alpha 15, I believe, contains a few things. Oh, let's wait a 1 second. Contains a few things such as, what was it, drugs, if I remember correctly? Drugs and, because I want to say this, temperature. Okay, it's not on temperature. Okay. So it has to be under one of these, because there should be a cooling stack. Here it is. It's actually part of the research. So that'll be something that I may do pretty early on. Though, well, let's see, we've just got to get this cable all the way up, and that's part of the cooling, and I mean that's going to be as much as the passive cooling. So, okay, we have a psychotic state, Jabir, totally joy deprived. Yeah, well, that's in part because we are still yet to build this horseshoe. I don't think Ken yet. Okay, Bertha can construct. Okay, rather that Bertha do that. These plants are getting close to, well, being harvested, are they? Yeah, 82, and I think some of these are a little closer. I don't know, because we don't have any food pretty much, and any time that I've hunted an animal, we've they've just eaten it raw, which is a bit of a shame, honestly. It'd be much nicer if you didn't eat it raw. So, Jabir, how many items of clothing have you dropped? You've dropped everything. Oh, I think that a shame. Just double checking. I think that's everything. Have you dropped your weapon? Let's see. No equipment. So you have dropped your weapon. Assuming you're already carrying one, which, to be honest, I can't tell. So I'm not going to try and spot it because it could be anywhere right now. So we have a minor break risk. Yeah, everyone's pretty well unhappy and starving. So food. Malnutrition, severe. Darn it. That's not a good start. Can someone please harvest some of these potatoes? Harvest. Harvest. And you, why? Yeah, I guess you can do that. Eat some potatoes. Cut that potato plant. Keep cutting these potato plants. Please don't eat all the potatoes. When I'm saying potato plants. And we need to get some tofu sort of ASAP. I know you're hungry, you can live with it a little bit longer. Okay, and Bertha, before you do that, can you feed Fu? Or do I have to grab... Okay, unrecruit Tashi, and then we'll get Bertha back over here, and we will never do doctoring, which I'm guessing is partly to do... Okay, that's useful to know. Knowing why they won't do a piece of work is extremely useful to Tashi. Can we... You are... Undraft you. And then we'll see if you can feed Fu. Because that should help. Let's see. Severe. Oop, and you got food poisoning from potatoes. Well, that was a kind of a shitty start to things. Well, at least you've cooked a meal. So I guess that is something. I wonder. Stockpile zone, because I remember correctly, if I remember correctly, we were putting him in the corner. Nah, it actually doesn't matter right now. So Fu, have you been given food? Oops, it's under needs. You're being given a little food. That's not going to do much with your malnutrition, unfortunately. Though it should start pushing it down. Yep, there we go. Drop down to 67 from 73. That's what I like to see. Now, what about these drugs? I'm very curious about what type of mechanics they give. I believe Catherine has once again given the suggestion, if I can call off the top of my head, because I don't actually have my other window open right now, but... In Alpha 14, if we had some beer around, instead of breaking, they would have gone on a binging spree. I can kind of see how that works. I guess they have written in the mechanics of, what do you call it? Using it as a sort of their vice or a way for them to relax or to avoid going on a berserk or a break. Oh, major break risk. Yeah, I know. There's not much we can do. But since with drugs, I believe we can... Drugs and other types of things, we can try and alter their moods a little bit. Don't know how well it'll work, but I'm very curious. Let's see, 67, 60, okay. It is dropping, that's what I want to see. And you're visiting a grave, yep. That is fair enough. Despairing Decker and Isolated Rough-Child. Not, well, very lonely pieces of artwork, I'd say. But I'm assuming as well... Ooh. Oh, that's nice. I'm keeping that on all the time. What I wanted to do was this one. Because I actually want to be able to see if there's much beauty in the area, which there is. There's certainly a lot of the mess is bringing down the quality. At the moment, not much I can do, but... we'll see... Yeah, so you're actually having fun and joy, so that will help so much. Yep, full out joy, tons of joy. Should bump your mood. Nope, your mood's... well, your mood was only there. Oh well. Now, I wonder, does everyone have a bed? I'm making the assumption that they do. Fu's got a bed, and Fu will have a bed with... what's her name? Jabir? Yep. Yep. And you need medication again because you're back to severe. At least you're at 67% instead of 73. Actually, that's not far off. Never mind. Okay, well... because the one thing I needed to do was to readjust all these priorities. I'm going to pause it just so I can do that and work it out. Now, I think... let's see. Going to bump anything... okay. Going to use one for you have to do it now, or... which will be these. Or for I want you to do it now. So what that means is... oops, I'll be bumping any of the ones down to 2. So basically 2 is our base level that we will be working on. And then from there, anything that we want to prioritize, bump it up to a 1 and get it done. So I think for the moment, I'm going to bump you 3 on cutting food, and I think you 2 on cleaning. Because those are the 2 big things, because the planting, well, the planting should be done relative to a lot of things. Actually, bump that up to a 2, you to a 2. Yep, that looks fine. So hopefully... yes, you are. Excellent. So you are cutting the plants. I'm going to get some potatoes, which you eat immediately. Hence the reason why we had food poisoning earlier. But this food is going to be the saviour. Just this little bit of food. It's a shame that... wait. Go eat some grass. Or roses. Rather you eat grass. I probably could just pen them to an area. That's probably best when I think about it. Let's clear animal area 2, because... no point in boxing them into the body room, but boxing them... oh, we need to clear that area, and animal area 2, yep. Seeing if we can just give them this grass area here to live off of. Because remember, they can eat grass, and I'd rather them eat grass than potatoes. So we'll do that, plus restricting them. Not restricting the people, but them. So the animals to just this paddock. And hopefully that'll be enough. It does mean that they won't be sleeping in that animal spot. Not a big issue, I think. We'll just double check if anyone's moods get affected. And a little puzzled. Okay, there it is. I was wondering where the other Megatherium was. Good. Because there's a lot of clothes to haul around. Hopefully none of these get too damaged. Armor vest. Now I would like to keep that around. I wonder if I can just... yeah, why don't you go and wear this armor vest? Poor quality, and what just happened? I'm guessing you're wearing a vest? Ooh, that's new. Comfortable temperature range, -13 to 37. Blunt, sharp, heat, electric. Electric weapons? Okay. Because they're talking about... oh, electric... okay, I don't understand these quite yet. I guess I will learn about them in the future. But, yeah, you already have... you could have force armor vest at 14 versus 87.9. I guess that's probably an improvement. Let's see, there's 4 potatoes there. Okay, cool. So that means they did do the cleaning, and people are doing the repairing and everything else now. Yep. Like I've said this many times before, but I'm glad that the repairing does not require any materials. I mean, it feels a little bit cheap, the fact that... oh, you got food poisoning, Tashi. It feels a little cheap that it doesn't require any materials, but it means it's nice and simple. If we just keep enough materials around to deal with it. And you're doing a sniper rifle on this turkey. Yeah. Looks like we will have turkey tonight if Tashi can hit it. I wonder, what is your character like with shooting? You're at a 9, and you are increasing at a relatively steady rate. Just don't hit the panther. Because there's not much I can do if you get hit by the panther. If you hit the panther, sorry. Oh, no, it looks like you are carrying a cassoway instead. Change your mind. Okay, we're having cassoway tonight. And everyone's using the horseshoe pins. Yep, that's going to help people's moods dramatically. Let's see. Tons of joy. Yep, bumping it right up. Looks like we're going to have our first pet Megatherium as well. First baby pet. Double checking. Yep, P for pregnant. I think... No, that's not a P. What am I saying? Oh, anyhow. Looks like we're on to another night. Oh, I know. After Bertha does a little bit more work. I'm actually curious. Yeah, oh, because your rest is at max. Well, I'm going to call it a night, and I'll see you guys in the morning. Well, I'm going to call it morning now. People have just got up. Well, actually, it is morning. They all got up. Apart from Y here, which is because you only got malnutrition. Deal with it. That's very mean of me. But, no. People have already started repairing, doing a lot of repairing, which is nice to see. I don't think damaged walls alters the beauty level at all. Well, actually, there we go. So just standard brick walls are pretty ugly. That's something to keep in mind. And yeah, this was intentionally ugly. So we can let that be. And, oops, wrong button. There we go. So I wonder, we don't have the power of the four-way yet? It doesn't look like it. I wonder why. Double check the conduit. It does contain the full length, that's for sure. And that's built. What's going on? I don't understand. There must be like one bit. The bit on the grass? Nope, not even that bit. Cable goes the full way, right? Maybe... a little puzzled. Oh, there we go. Just had to reconnect it, and we have officially calling back. So, how warm is it inside? It's 22 and 27 outside. Well, I mean, this is always going to use high power level, a high amount of power, but I'm going to see if I can just put it to -4. I know we will need to get another cooler in, but, you know, components first, I think. Definitely components first. There we go. So at least it might get cool if we make any meals, and they actually get put in here. Wonder, we got a bit of meat. It's not refrigerated. It's gonna, like I said, was it 10 degrees or something? It is steadily dropping. Don't think we're gonna get to it with one cooler. Well, we'll see what happens. That's for sure. Fuel stove still has fuel. Steel butcher's table. Well, doesn't require anything. What's that? Build a copy. Well, that's new. I guess that makes things kind of simpler as well. So, you don't have any malnutrition. Oh. People, please stop eating the simple meal. Food poisoning from simple meal. I was going to say that was just raw meat, but no, you actually ate the meal. Not refrigerated, but it shouldn't have been that bad. I'm assuming you guys aren't using raw food, are you? Let's double check, shall we? So, allow rotten. Huh. Well, that's not right. Well, that probably doesn't help. Let's turn the allow rotten on. I'm hoping I didn't flick that. If I did, that's on my head. Okay, well, let that continue. So what are people doing? Still doing a lot of repairing. It's pretty ugly in there. Let's see. Observed rotten corpse ×5. Yep. I kind of should, like, maybe forbid this door. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. I will forbid it so people can't open the door. And when we do get an attack, we'll allow them to bring the bodies in and deal with it like that. Wait, did we get some more potatoes? I'm trying to look. We have one meal. Let's see, was only 5 meat. What happened to the potatoes? I'm guessing people must have been very hungry and just basically, as soon as they picked them up, they ate it. Which honestly wouldn't surprise me, given that some of them had malnutrition. There we go. It looks like we're on to... Well, yep, we're on to another night. Well, I will say that morning has come once again in our fair colony. What next? Well, They're doing a lot of repairing, which is kind of cool. I'm glad that some of the conduits survived. So maybe we can still end up... Oh, excuse me. Maybe we can still end up building this batch room that I talked about. There we go. I'm saying words, but they don't mean a thing. Well, they mean something, but they don't mean what I mean. What I want them to mean. There we go. At least I'm not fumbling over my words too much today, which is nice for once. Doing some more hunting. That is also fine. We have no food again. So I wonder how long are these corn plants? Growth rate 100, and they're only at 63. Yeah. So we're pretty much going to have no food until the corn gets done. No, I'm probably thinking maybe I can get maybe a few bigger harvests. You know, maybe another patch of potatoes, potentially. Yeah. I mean, there should be something over here, but there doesn't seem to be. And also getting the walls back up and doing a fire break. I don't think the fire break's going to be as much of an issue. I don't think having a fire break will be what I'm looking... Well, what will be my saving grace. Because most of it, well... I think the biggest issue was just when the fire hit, when we were getting the raid and we had direct hits to the building. I think that was the biggest thing. That said, I don't think we have it, so I'll check anyhow. No, I think it's part of the research, if anything. But there is a way for suppressing fire. But we can't do that right now, and I don't think I want to try and do the research for that quite yet. Actually, what am I saying? We don't even have a research table, so of course we can't get it done. Okay, well, let's see what we can do. Do we want... Well, we don't have the components. What am I saying? Ooh, I guess the components over here would be nice if they could get mined out. I don't think people are doing that. But then food would be another good thing to have as well. Just double checking your needs. Megatheriums. The Megatheriums also have enough food. Glad to see that the grass is keeping them going. And Tashi. Yep, I know your son Decker has died. There's nothing too much we can do. I guess to some extent it is nice that you were out in the middle of nowhere. Oh, you ate a corpse. How unpleasant. It's only another, 20 hours, so about a day. So when the next day comes, you won't have those moodlets and you should be able to pull through this. Now, oh, actually, what am I saying? Another thing with the drugs. I talked about it, I started to talk about it at the start and then drifted off. I'm going to make the assumption that it is part of a growing zone. So I'm going to make a small plot of some unknown plant. I wonder. I'm assuming this is how you do it. And can we see it? Yep, psychoid plants, smoke leaf. Okay. Just pause for a second, just because I wanted to take a look at the numbers on these. So when it comes to the numbers, we minimums for to grow, lifespan 20 days, growing time 6 days, fertility, flammability. That's pretty flammable. That's not that good. Maybe I shouldn't put this right up against the wall of the house, our base, because part of it is still wood, and I don't know if I'm going to replace that right now with stone. So beauty. Tell us anything more. Nutrition. Okay, so that was the smoke leaf. What about the psychoid plant? That doesn't really tell us too much more. Takes around about the same time. Oh wait, what am I saying? There's actually a description, alright. A leafy plant. Leaves can be refined into various forms of psychotic drugs. And I'm guessing smoked leaf is essentially cigarettes. Smoked leaf. Oh, no, joints. That'd be marijuana then. Hey, look, we're talking about drugs. YouTube will flag me now. Oh no, what will we do? Oh, I'm going to put it to smoked leaf. There we go. That'll be fine. It's a big... I'm assuming that's actually a big crop, but by the looks of things, we'll find out in the morning. Okay, morning has just come, and I am double checking the working numbers, what these guys are prioritizing. Now, it's lovely that they're getting around to planting, but I wonder if there's something better that they can spend their time doing. Sort of thinking. Probably not, because I just realised I don't actually have a lot of the tables anymore. We are, I guess, in part waiting for the crops, which in part, again, will be one of the saving graces. one of. Yeah. Jabear's still in a bit of a bad mood and is wandering around. Now, I actually don't know where Jabear's dropped their stuff. Could be anywhere. I'm pretty sure it was Jabear that was wandering around here. I could be wrong though. I don't know. Oh well, other thing was to mine out the components. I think I might just turn the plant cutting, actually keep the plant cutting at in general 1, because it doesn't happen too often, and when it needs to be done I'd like them to do it. And then I think, where is it? Probably be pushing the mining up to a 1 for just maybe 2 people. Just so that they'll prioritise mining out just that bit of the few components that we need. And don't know what I'll spend it on. Oh, you're going to mine out some of the steel. Yeah, I guess that's fair enough, honestly. How are you two getting along? Tashi? Yep, +2. And a +38 from Tashi. Well, at least you don't hate each other, that's something. And then people will start doing hauling, or you just decided, what are you... Okay, I don't know what you're doing, just how about this, just haul the steel while you're there. Be useful, Foo. And I still wouldn't mind how that come back to steel. I wonder. I'm just going to grab these two and tell them to mine this small section, because, oops, come on, I have to do it individually then. Because I'd rather that we get the components than the steel. Because the steel, I mean, both are useful, but the components are kind of rarer. And I can get them to start building something as soon as they get the components. Actually, I wonder. I'm just thinking, orbital trade beacon would be one of the other things you should look at doing. Let's see, orbital trade beacon we need to put down because I think the other ones are gone there. But we also need the comms table, which requires 4 components. I guess we still have 4 components around the map. Oh, I'm guessing this was Tashi's shirt. Double checking. Did you come through the top way? Okay. Okay, so we need 4 components, which means I think these gave us back 2 components. So just deconstructing it will be enough. Assuming that it's only 2 components from the one up here. Where'd you guys disappear to? Okay, you're going to mine that area. I might just unflag some of it, because really we don't need... Well, we do need the steel, but we don't need it right now. So, there we go, do that. And yeah, you can mine that block. Thank you. Now, a battery. We have a battery. It is cooling this down. How cool is it? So it's got it down to 10. That's pretty good, actually, just for a single cooler. It is high power usage, unfortunately. Do we have any food? Don't see any meals or anything, so no. People are probably getting back into the starving state and malnutrition, yep. That's pretty much everyone again. Looks like I'm going to have to flag more animals to be hunted. Carefully. So we've got panthers, we've got a bowl of boomalopes. I'm very tempted to set these to be hunted, but most likely they will, well, explode and then or have a revenge. I'm kind of curious, I don't know if the concept of revenge, or if an animal saw its part of its herd being killed, if it would actually go on a revenge. I'd be kind of curious to see that happen. Wondering if I can find any other animals which are a little safer to hunt. Yeah, there are a lot of cassowaries. I'm glad they actually don't attack. I always thought they did, but the game doesn't tell me off when I press the hunt button like that. Now I'm wondering, we've got some steel up here. We could unforbid these. And what about these meals? Yep, they're not going to go away anytime soon. Forbid those and food. What are you doing? You're digging marble? I'm going to let you dig marble. Bertha, you're carrying wood to stockpile. How about all these survival meals? I think that's... How many meals is that? That's 10... That's 15. That'll get us through maybe a day. Possibly a day and a bit. It's something. And yeah, so everyone's actually walking up there to get food to eat already. Because they're starving. And I guess we can haul this body back into our bog area. That means I'm forbidding this and jumping up to Fu. So I think Fu will be the one to haul it back. Nope, Tashi, bad luck. You get to haul the rotting corpse back. And can someone haul these survival meals? Yeah, it's only 2. Oh, we got a couple of shells. Well, Fu, guess what you get to do? Not go for a walk. You get to haul those shells in. Now, I think the other thing is deconstructing these sandbags so we can get some steel back. Whether or not we'll do that is another thing. Nah, we won't. We've got enough steel as it is. It's more the components that we're struggling on. I'm thinking we will also, because we don't, just trying to think, we could probably set up the rooms again. Yeah, I think setting up the other rooms that are burnt down, and then building up, well, I think keeping the butcher's table outside will be fine. I might square this area off. What else? I'm just trying to think. Yeah, I'll go into production, just double checking what we've got. High-tech research bench requires 10 components. Now, we don't have those components to spare. Simple research bench. Guess we'll go back to using a simple one, and we'll definitely be making out of wood. Or bricks. No, just wood. Wood will work for us. And go something like this. I think after this crop is finished as well, I could do that now. Let's see. Double click. Allow someone will turn it off, so we'll actually remove probably these and make these maybe flowers or something, and maybe at least a 1 block gap between the wall, just so it's not right up against it like this smoked leaf is. Yeah, I think that works. So I'm gonna build the research bench. No, simple one, out of wood. Gonna place it. Let's see. I guess we can place it just here if we're gonna pull the wall across like normal. That should be fine. I guess someone will have to do that in the morning. But not in this episode, unfortunately, because we've hit roughly the wrapping up time. The 30-minute mark is what I aim for. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I believe we've made a lot of progress. At least the place is a lot cleaner. Quote-unquote cleaner. Ignoring the scrap metal all around the place. Sorry, still slag. So what I'm hoping for next episode is to get some of the other walls up, some of the tables, and search for more components or quote-unquote buy some. Just wait a second, what am I doing? Because I just realised that I want to put down the table lest I forget. Where is it? It's comms table. It's 4 components, but we do need it. Let's see, I'll just put it side by side, there we go. Just so I don't forget it for next episode. So, as I've said in the past, and will say in the future, I'll see you around sometime.